Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevy.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, also presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. We go to Wheatland High School, home of the Mules, and a Final Four basketball team, and we welcome in head coach Brian Pearson. Coach Pearson, thanks for your time today.
Hey, thanks, Guy. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Coach, 27-3 on the season. Coming into this season, what were the expectations like? I know 19-9 a year ago. What did you graduation? Who'd you have to replace, and who's stepping into some of those roles?
We did. So last year we had a really solid year and lost in the district championship to St. E. And we had one senior that played substantial minutes for us, Dan Murphy. And he just did a lot of little things that don't show up on a stat sheet, but a coach's dream, worked hard. So we knew he was going to be a big hole to fill, but we had the majority of our offense back, and we knew our bench would be a lot deeper this year. So Coach and I were ready for that. We sat down after districts. We went through our schedule, beefed it up quite a bit, non-conference wise, just to put ourselves in this position. So we had a lot of confidence going in, a lot of expectations, and these guys have embraced that.
Talk about those upgrades in schedule. I see you played in the Tipton Bank shootout. You got Brunswick there. You also played St. Elizabeth in the regular season. Talk about beefing up the schedule.
Yeah, so we picked up Brunswick at a shootout at Tipton, and that was a really good game for us. We played St. Elizabeth in a shootout at Wablo, another quality opponent. That'll be up at Columbia this weekend. And then throughout the season, just for a variety of reasons, weather-related and cancellations, we were able to pick up Prairie Home, who was another quality Class 1 school. And aside from that, we just hit a bunch of other good teams. I think I counted up at one point, and there was 11 teams on our schedule that either played in a district championship or won a district championship. So we felt like going into it. I had one guy joking to me when the schedule came out. He's like, "Coach, what are you trying to do? Make us go 500?" And it was kind of like, well, maybe we beefed it up too much. But I felt like these guys were ready for the challenge. They've accepted it. We didn't look at that schedule as a whole, Guy. We really broke that down game by game. And just we wanted to be where our feet are and compete possession by possession. And we thought if we could do that and survive those challenges throughout the year, that would put us in a good place to get to a Final Four.
Was there a point, during the season where maybe you felt like, hey, we could make a run? Maybe it was, defeating Warsaw, or maybe it was that loss to Halfway back, a month ago. You kind of got it handed to you. Did that kind of maybe redirect your focus?
Oh, man, yeah. And I'll backtrack a little bit. That in the Humansville tournament, we had to play Halfway in the district championship. And I tell you what, Coach Ingram and his crew are a quality team. Like on any given night, they could knock us off. We play 10 times, it's going to be 5-5. So we played them on neutral floor in the Humansville championship, and you know about that tournament. It's a really good early season tournament. We were able to get them there. And then we went to the Skyline tournament, played a quality Warsaw team, played a Hermitage team that had a great season. Saw Warsaw again in the Osceola tournament championship. And Brownsburger and those guys, they won a district. So we felt like those quality opponents were just really, really good. But the Halfway loss, you had to come back to that. We went to their place. We won the Osceola tournament on a Saturday. We went to Halfway on a Tuesday. And it was going to be more or less for conference championship. I think both teams were treating it that way. And they just came in and punched us in the mouth. And we got to locker room, and after Coach and I kind of calmed down, we left the locker room as this has to be the best thing that happened to us all year. And since then, we've really, really became laser focused and have had a real quality run down the stretch here and end up in the Final Four.
What do you feel like as a team right now you're doing really well at this point of the season?
Well, we pride ourselves on guarding. That's where it starts with us. just a defensive mindset, and then we're going to finish possession with a body on you and a block out, and then we can go down and run some offense. Offensively, though, we're starting to have some guys come on a little bit and getting some points from just across the board. So that makes it a little easier. We don't necessarily just feed one guy the entire time, but it still comes back to just the way we guard. We need to set a precedent on how we guard and then play offense from there.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I know you've got probably the entire team right there.
We do, yeah. I tell you, it's just hard to hand pick just a few of these guys. I know we're going to key on the 3 seniors and one of our juniors here, but we do everything together here, Guy, and I wanted to try and make this work, and I appreciate you doing so. Just squeezing everybody in. We got our managers here. They're here at 5:30 in the morning with us. So, yep, we're just kind of got a community feel, and I'm glad we were able to make it work for everybody to be here.
Outstanding. Well, hey, where are we going to start with first?
We'll start right here to my right. This is Andrew Murphy. He's a senior for us. He plays inside, but really swallows up a lot of things defensively. Great rebounder, second on the team in scoring. So I'll kick it over to Andrew Murphy.
Angie, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about what your role is on the team.
Yeah. So I play a little bit inside and out. I'll shoot a 3-pointer here and there, but I'm setting a lot of screens, slipping inside. I think I lead the team in rebounding. I really pride myself in that. Just bodying on block out. And yeah, that's about it.
Did you have any team goals or personal goals coming into this season, being it's your last kind of go around being a senior?
Yeah, it was definitely to win a district and make it to the Final Four. We've been to the district championship every year that I'd played and lost the last couple, which kind of gave us a sour taste. But yeah, it was definitely to make it to this point, and we're not done yet.
You get that win over McCallie Catholic, 53-26. Who was the first person you heard from that was not at the game? But who'd you hear from first?
It probably would have been, let's see. That's a tough one. There's a lot of people at the game.
Imagine the entire town.
Yeah, there was, yeah. Guy. There was a lot of people.
I think it was Robert Sawyer. There was a youth conference that was going on, so he wasn't able to make the game. But I think he texted me right after and told us congratulations.
Wow, what are you looking most forward to as you head up to Columbia for the Final Four?
I think just playing in that atmosphere. We'd been to a couple of Mizzou games the last couple of years, and I just noticed the atmosphere was insane. They played Kentucky a few years back, and we went to that game. It was really cool. But I think just the experience will be pretty cool, especially as a senior this last year to be able to do it. It'll be great.
And being a senior, have you made plans as far as next year, continuing in education or athletics or anything?
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up going into heavy machinery. I live on a farm and run a lot of equipment, so that's my plans now.
Wow. Yankee, hey, congratulations on making it to the Final Four and being part of our Team of the Week this week for our interview.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having us.
Yeah. Coach, who we going to visit with next?
All right, next we got Braden Sawyer, another senior, and he's really stepped into the role as just a defensive leader. Last year, our conference started not just all conference team, but all defensive team, and Braden was one of the top selections then as a junior, and then he was should get it again this year with our all conference meeting. We usually put him on our best player, does a really good job, but his scoring just came on for us as well. So I'll turn it over to Braden.
Braden, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about where that defensive prowess comes from. Is that something you've always had, or is that a new role for you?
I would say it started last year, our junior year. We played Wablo in the Skyline Tournament Championship game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I was going to guard Gage Johnson, who is an elite scorer. And that night, I decided that I wasn't going to let him go over 10. And ever since then, it's been kind of something I've realized I could hold good people to low scoring, and I could just kind of shut them down. So ever since then, that's just been my mindset going into games. It's just holding their best player down to and just shutting them down as best I can.
What has been maybe your toughest assignment this year? Who's maybe been the toughest guy to guard?
There was a lot of them. I would say either I don't remember his name, but I guarded a guy at Prairie Home when we played him, or I guess he was here. Either him or Cash Turner from Hermitage. They're both really good offensively and hard to guard. I will give to them.
And without telling me who, do you know who you're going to be guarding against Chadwick?
Yeah, when we play Chadwick, I'll be guarding Clayton Garrison.
Okay. Those secrets out. All right. Very good. Hey, as you look at your schedule, look back on your senior year, is there one game you'd like to go back and play again? Maybe you had just so much fun. Maybe it was the district championship game. What are games you'd really like to go back and play again?
I would say when we played St. Elizabeth at Wablo in the OCHU shootout, that was a fun game. We played really well. Had a lot of scoring all around, and definitely playing halfway in the district championship game this year. That was a really fun game too.
Wow. Very good. Well, Braden, congratulations. Thanks for being part of the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Again, visiting with Wheatland Mules basketball team on their way to the Class 1 Final Four, and head coach Brian Pearson. Coach Pearson, where are we going next?
We're going to our junior, Nate Sawyer. He's our leading scorer this year. Shoots the ball really well outside. Also takes it real strong to the bucket and guard a little bit. So really having a quality season, guy.
Nate, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about your role on the team.
Well, I'm the point guard. I take the ball up. I get us into the offense. I kind of bring a sense of calmness and try to just run our offense the best we can.
Is that a role that you've been in since junior high, or is this new to you?
Yeah, I've been running this role ever since junior high, and really getting kind of thrown in the fire freshman year with some drama that happened. I've really grown into that, and I've really embraced that role.
Tell us, coming into the season, and Coach talked about beefing the schedule up. You got this new opponents this year. Were there games that you kind of look forward to as you come into this season? Hey, I can't wait to play here, or maybe it's on a particular court, or maybe it's a rival school. What games were you looking forward to coming into this year?
Yeah, I really look forward to playing teams like Hermitage and Wabo, kind of schools around here. It's always a really fun atmosphere to play those teams. I also like playing in like tournament championships and that too. I just love playing in really big atmospheres.
Very good. Well, hey, Nate, thanks so much for being part of the show. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach, we've got another senior, I believe.
Yep, so this is our last senior. This is Tucker Shaddix. So Tucker led us in scoring last year and struggled a little bit offensively coming out of the gate this year. So he had to kick the ball around a little bit to start off the season. He still stayed consistent, getting in the gym, getting shots up. And I'll tell you what, the last month and a half or so, he's really came on. Our sectional game against Kingsville, he had 5 points in the final few minutes, hit a big three, hit a bucket. So he's getting back to where he was last year for us, and it just adds another offensive element. He runs some guard and guards usually second best player or so on the perimeter, but a great leader for us. So Tucker Shaddix.
Tucker, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about kind of getting out of that slump. What was that like early on, and how did you get out of it?
Yeah, it was hard, to be honest, but I just remember that I have to keep working, keep putting in the hard work. Even when nobody's up here in the gym, I was up here late at night getting shots up, just putting in the extra work.
Tucker, what do you do to kind of get prepared? Let's say it's tomorrow. What are you doing mentally and physically to kind of get prepared for a game? You drinking lots of water? You watching film? What does that preparation look like?
It's just a lot of focus. You got to be focused, especially in tomorrow's game and stuff. It's
it's going to be great because I know that the atmosphere is going to be there, and I just look forward to playing in that and just staying focused is the main part.
Yeah. Tucker, now being a senior, if you could get in a time machine and go back to Tucker as an 8th grader, what advice would you give that young man based on what you know right now? Whether it be in the weight room, get more shots up, what advice would you go back and give yourself based on your knowledge now?
Yeah, it would probably be getting more shots up. I didn't like early in the season and junior high. I didn't get a whole bunch of shots up, and I definitely feel like if I would have worked at that a lot better, then I would have gotten better and been able to score a lot more.
Outstanding. Well, Tucker, congratulations. Thanks for being part of the show today.
Thank you.
Coach, now where are we going?
Well, I can't leave out my main man and assistant down here, Coach Moreland. Had a great career at Greenwood. I was able to actually coach Coach Moreland when I was in college. I was an assistant under Mark Fisher and then Darren Taylor, his first year there. And, man, shout out to being underneath those two guys. But Jacob was a junior high player there, and then I helped coach his freshman year. So we had a good relationship. And then he was looking to get in education a little bit. We were talking on the phone. I said, you bet you, come on down. I got an assistant job for you. And I tell you what, he's my calming force on the bench, guy. I don't know of a lot of people that have a higher IQ than Coach Moreland. So I'm able to ask him things, and we think a lot alike. Like 90% of the time we're on the same page. And it's nice to have that little 10% difference. And we have a great relationship that he may suggest something and I'm like, no, I really don't want to do that. And he doesn't take it personal at all. But most of the time, what he suggests, we're going with. So Coach Moreland does a great job for us, and we wouldn't be here without him on our bench.
Coach Moreland, how are you today?
Doing well. How about yourself, guy?
I'm doing well. I think I used to run into you at Greenwood Blue and Gold seed meetings.
Yeah, used to hang out there a lot.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit, and Coach Pearson talked about, Mark Fisher and Darren Taylor. Darren Taylor, who just retired or announced his retirement. What was it like, and what did you take away from those two gentlemen?
Anybody knows Coach Fisher that knows he was, tough as nails. Even I had him as an elementary, an elementary PE all the way up. He was tough as nails. Brought that hard hat mentality. Even at a Greenwood, which you don't always expect that from private schools, but there was, nothing given, everything was earned, under Coach Fisher. And then, Coach Taylor, he was one of those guys that he was great in-game adjustment guy. Always had, great game plans for everybody we faced and would make adjustments on the fly all the time. That's something that, I've really taken away from there is, being able to adjust, not just saying, well, this was our plan, we're sticking with it no matter what. But Coach Taylor had always been able to, make adjustments on the fly, tweak things to try to throw off your opponents. And that's something that I've, tried to keep with, in my coaching philosophy. And with Coach Pearson here, we've tried to do some of that quite a bit as well.
Now, were you part of Coach Taylor's staff during that Final Four run with the Minu?
No, I was not. I coached, while I was in college, I coached junior high over at Greenwood and then helped out and just tried to stick around quite a bit. But I was under, I was actually the Final Four that I've been to as a coach was actually with Crane, with Chris Hastings. I believe it was back in 2015. We went as a Class 2, and then I was an assistant there. And then before actually I came to Wheatland, I was the girls coach at Springfield Catholic for a few years, working for Sam Wutke. And then, just things kind of happened to work out where we moved. My wife and I moved north a little bit. Coach Pearson and I have been talking. She actually took a job at Wheatland the year before I came up here. And then him and I just kind of kept talking, and things worked out where I wanted to come up to Wheatland, get more into an everyday education role. And Coach Pearson's been great to work with as, a leader and a mentor and all of that. a lot of that stuff, and we've not looked back.
Yeah. So, Guy, I need to inject too. Coach Moreland double dipped. So he's been my assistant for 4 years now, 5 years? 5 years now. But this year he slipped into the head girls coach job as well. So he's got practice early every morning and then after school too. And his girls had a great season, made the district championship, battled a couple injuries from 2 starters, and still won 20 games and did a really good job against a quality Walnut Grove opponent in the district. So not just my assistant, he heads the girls program too. So, he knows basketball around here, and we're glad to have him.
Good deal, Coach. You've got a few more players there on the back row, and maybe a manager or two. You want to introduce them?
Yeah, so I don't know how much you guys want to talk in the back row, but you 4 managers, hold your hands up. So I got Easton Pearson, Reese Iniguez, Kane Gunner, and Easton Jones. And these guys play on our junior high team. They're here at practice every day. You know, we don't take the manager position lightly at all. If you're going to be committed to something, you need to be here. And so 5:30 rolls around, we got practice, you're here. You're getting water bottles, you're getting jerseys, you're taking care of our uniforms, those sort of things. So they're part of our program, and it's just a way we can pass on the torch. You know, these 3 seniors have set a tone since their 8th grade year, playing in 4 district championships since their freshman year. And once they leave, it's next man up. So we're always trying to prepare that next set of mule players to come in. And then the rest of these guys, we'll start down here at this end. We got Talon Barnett. He's a sophomore. We got Xavion Hunter, who's a freshman. Lucas Gatiri, who's a sophomore. Daniel Jones is a junior. Reese Iniguez, a junior. And Damian Johnson as a junior.
Very good.
It's not Reese, sorry. Got his brother over there, but Robert Iniguez. So I don't know how much you follow us, Guy, but we're pretty deep. We got 10 guys that suited up and decided to make the commitment. Started last June 6th in our summer workouts, and we can play a lot of dudes. And most years, a lot of these guys are playing a lot more than what they are. We're just got a lot of upperclassmen with a lot of game experience. So, you know, once this is over, this is a great opportunity. We're definitely going to enjoy it this weekend. But this summer, we're not laying down. It's next man up, and we're ready to get going again. And these guys, hopefully with this experience, being part of it, they're going to be thrown to the wolves and be ready to go. We had a really good junior high or JV season this year. Went undefeated. I remember if we won 10, 12 games, somewhere around there. But we're looking forward to this next set and what they can do for us next year.
You've got Chadwick at 2 p.m. tomorrow. What do you know about the Cardinals, and what are you going to have to do to come out on top?
Yeah, we know it's a quality opponent. We know Coach Gurnt, they've done a great job. We know what they did last year. We've watched a bunch of film on them. They're going to be a load, to say the least. Well coached. They compete. They do just little things right. So we're looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity. We're not going to shy away from it. We're just going to do what we do and not really steer away from our identity, Guy. But it's going to be a great experience.
You bet. Well, Coach Pearson, Coach Moreland, I greatly appreciate you guys setting this up. And gentlemen, it was great to kind of put you get to hear a lot of names and see a lot of tweets, but you don't get to put a face and a voice with it. So it was an honor to get to visit with you guys, and congratulations.
All right, thanks, Guy. Thanks for having us.
You bet. I've got one more question for everybody in the room, and you can just signal the affirmative by raising your hand. I am a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
I do.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, gentlemen, hey, best of luck. Hey, go get the biggest trophy, and we'll do this all over again next week, okay?
Okay. Appreciate it, Guy.
You bet. Hey, you're watching High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network. Back after these messages.
Hi. I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!